Right, so we're standing outside of my house right now, and what we're hearing is the Beltline Road there, which is giving us a little bit of exhaust fumes. So it's above the baseline, and HCHO should be below 0.13 to be a healthy situation. And this is showing you the ambient air. Today is August 19th, 2025 at 4:16 p.m. And I'm showing this because we're looking at the same monitoring device, and it won't leave the view. I'm told that you need to hold this in the middle because there's air vents on both sides, the right and the left, so we're going to hold it here. And then I'm going to walk into the front door, which is right there, and take a little right and then a left into the bathroom. Okay? And so we're going to watch the results. I'm going to just pause here for a minute and show the readings outside. It's almost 80 degrees. You can hear a fan in the back because it's one of the window fans, box fans, pushing out toxic air. So we're pretty close to the standard of 0.013 for pretty decent air quality overall. And then, you know, the device is showing green, showing green, showing green, showing green, showing green. So overall, it's saying not so bad. Okay, so we're going to walk into the house. And it takes us a little while to adjust. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk into the house. And I'm going to, sorry, I need 3 hands here. And I'm just going to take a little pause now that we're inside the front door. This is the front of my house, and there is the fan in the front window. And here's the front door. Big cherry door, stained glass in it. And so people who have been here can say, yep, that's Deb's house. And I have a whole bunch of boat stuff here, and my electrical wiring rack, and my poster from when I was the Lyme disease advocate. And we're still watching the numbers, but look, we're up in the orange now. Despite the fact that we've got a fan here in the front window, and we've got a fan here pushing the air conditioning this way where I've been sitting, and this big fan here set on high. We're still getting pretty orange numbers. But I want to take you guys, and here's the kitchen. Just for reference, I'm going to try to go slow because I know video doesn't like fast. And so here's kind of the living room area, and the shelf full of my boat stuff, and then we're going down the hallway here. There's a bedroom on this side, but I want to show you the bathroom. And I decided today to close the doors because I wanted to isolate these situations. Okay, so we're in my bathroom. Got a fan on the floor, and it's plugged in, as you can see. Hi, there's me, and we're looking at this device, and I'm holding it in the middle, as they say to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set on the toilet, and you can see there's the bowl's clean, so no fumes from that. And then I'm going to set my camera right there on that edge, and I'm going to put this right here on the edge of the sink. Okay, and then we're going to watch the numbers, and we're already in purple, which, wow, that's extraordinarily high. Purple numbers here. This I've never seen this before. Well, it's blue really, not purple. But the numbers in here, because this room's been closed up for a little while now, and I've been showing, just testing different areas. So now I'm just gonna let it sit here and put it where the video can film. And you can see the fan is still going here. And well, the numbers are climbing. So if anybody says that I'm like faking anything, like, Jesus, get over yourself. All right, so I'm gonna walk out for a bit. And just in case people think it's me exhaling is the problem here. I'm coming back in. I'm going to show you my hands because I want to show you I don't have anything in my hands that I'm bringing in to show this. They're empty. And wow, those are some really big numbers. So this is about 500 to 600 times what is normal. And I'm looking at this number right there because that number right there is what we care about at the end of the day. Whoa. Wow, we're in the deep purple now. I closed off this room about 20 minutes ago and stopped ventilating to the outside. And I have a bucket in front of the kitty door seat. That's the kitty door that goes out onto the patio. And I've had this blocked off today because I don't think the kitties should be in here with this. You can see that there's the vanity in the sink and the toilet that I'm sitting on. Hi. I'm pretty raspy on my voice. There's the window, kitty door. There's the tub and the shower right there. There's a tub and the shower. There's a pantry there, and the door is shut. There is nobody else in this room with me to, I mean, this is just a lot of fumes that are oozing out of the walls. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like if you had a flood, water would come pouring out of these wall outlets, and that's what the fumes are doing. And the fact that we're seeing some purple numbers right now, this is a really bad scenario. This is getting worse. Absolutely getting worse. I was trying to turn it so that it wouldn't be glare, but when I turn it, then it falls off. So the right answer here is to move me into a safe place, which should have been done back in December, and to shut down the power to the house. Additionally, all of the foods in the refrigerators, the freezers, and the pantry need to be thrown away because they're toxic. And then the existing refrigerator is full of mold. That's highly toxic to anybody. These are toxic. But to have a disabled Lyme disease patient under these circumstances is insult to injury. And as a society, we don't drive over disabled people in crosswalks. And utility companies like EWEB should not be allowed to do the same thing here. I have been on them for months about this problem. A baby could have been created and born by now. For months, EWEB has had the ability to mitigate this, and they have not. They have utterly failed this Eugene citizen who's disabled, 63 years old, and beloved by the Lyme disease advocacy groups nationwide, and has taught apitherapy to tens of thousands of people all over the world. This is a crime against our society that a power company could let this kind of nonsense go on for months and months and months and trot out this diatribe of, well, we're not responsible. Prove it. But then they weren't willing to pick up the pace and help. And the least thing that they ever did, they have never once said, Deb, we don't think this is a healthy environment for you, and we're going to make sure that you get another place to stay until we can investigate. You and your kitties will move out of this toxic environment. We will come remove the meter from your house to prevent any future electrical damages and all of the potential fire risk. No, EWEB has done next to zero. They don't want to admit fault. They say it's not their responsibility. And we're on the road already to proving that that's wrong. But in the interim, and this is where the society and the community within Eugene have got to agree that when a customer is trapped in this scenario, the right thing to do is to rescue them. Get them out of this environment immediately. Stop the damage. This is formaldehyde, this number down here. This is formaldehyde coming from the wires. 0.013 is kind of the norm. We saw it outside. This is like 17 times higher than what's allowed. And we can see that down here now in this purple. It's tremendous, this exposure, people. And I've shown you, I'm not manipulating this in any way at all. This is just a $100 device that I bought on Amazon and got home to use as a talking point with me and my insurance and my and EWEB's people. But to this day, they have not tested this house. To this day, they haven't gotten me out. They haven't shut it down because the wires in the walls are smoldering. The wires in my appliances are smoldering. The wires everywhere on this building, in my personal property and in my home, are smoldering, and they are off-gassing these extremely toxic, cancer-causing chemicals. And you're seeing this now. You watch me walk out of the room. The numbers are still high. Okay? I'm sorry, but this is horrible what they're doing. This is horrible behavior. And I just can't say it enough. I think the preservation of life and limb and making sure that your customers are safe, that's the fucking job at EWEB. Not this denialistic culture that permeates through every single one of the employees at EWEB. And they can lie to themselves about whatever religious belief that EWEB wants them to pass around, but they're sure as hell not entitled to their own facts. And the facts are, there's one supplier to this house of power, and that's EWEB, Eugene Water and Electric Board. There's no generator hookup. There is no solar. There is no other plausible means for power to enter this house and cause these damages. And the forensic expert that's coming out next Friday, in 9 days or something, I'm sure his report's going to show that. But in the meantime, EWEB has completely thrown me into the bus and expected me to live with these fumes. They won't even pay the additional power expenses to open windows and ventilate the house. I mean, give me a fucking break. You talk about irrational and, just plain unresponsible these people have been. I'm sorry, I just think that this is a crime against the disabled. It's crime against seniors. It's a crime against the Eugene community who deals with them. And I think that this needs to be looked at harshly in the light of day. And the community needs to ask, if EWEB was found to have one of their lines, let's just say their neutral line, which is the return of excess power from a customer's home to the grid, if that were broken, like it was done here, like it's been seen on video that it was done here, and that it had to get repaired by EWEB, was done here, all of that is evidence. All of it happened. It's all real. It's all documented. There's not any question about the fact that EWEB failed in their equipment. And then they failed this homeowner of 26 years. They failed this disabled citizen. They failed this woman who lives in this nonsense, because being disabled means you're below poverty level and you don't have the money to move out. And nobody has stepped up. I've been sleeping on my patio outside for weeks. This is not acceptable. And nobody in this community should accept this behavior. And please, call EWEB, email EWEB, and say Deb Elder in North Eugene should be taken care of. That Deb Elder's home should be fully restored. That Deb Elder, as their customer, has been abused and has been sucking toxic fumes for months and guarding her home against potential fire. I can smell wood burning. It's probably the studs in the walls. And I don't have to guess. We got a forensic guy coming out. We got specialists that are going to start turning up. I tell you right now that if you don't approach EWEB with those things, they're going to tell you to fuck right off, because they don't give a shit about you. They don't care about you at all. They're willing to let you sit in this soup of nonsense and suffer. Well, it's time for this community to open the windows and to ventilate this problem. I can tell you right now, this is the worst ordeal that I've dealt with in a lot of years. And I'm a Lyme disease patient. I've just never had a company be this shut. I mean, they have a barrier, like a tsunami barrier to realism, and they want to say that this isn't their problem. And they have no viable answer for whose problem it is. They think the homeowner didn't do her job here. Well, what the fuck was the homeowner supposed to do? Go out there and test your line to see that it has 2 legs, each 120 volts coming in? Let me ask you, EWEB, when you came out and you brought your first smart meter, and then you came out and brought your second remote smart meter, did you test the voltage to make sure that it was accurate coming in my meter box and then into my panel? Nope. But when you sent out your own repair people, they found 077 on one leg and 1 130, 169 on the other. That's more than 50% beyond the norm. And the components of televisions and electrical devices throughout your home and your entire electrical intra-home grid, in other words, all the electronics in your home, your switches, your outlets, your light fixtures, your appliances, and everything you plug into that home grid, it's all allowing maybe a 4 to 5% variance, not a 50% variance. This is more than that. So please, Eugene, please help this homeowner. Please see that this is a problem in our community, that EWEB has this ability to abscond from any viable oversight, from the Public Utilities Commission to the Oregon Attorney General to Lane County to the City of Eugene and to any other entity. They get to do their own thing. They are their own self-insured entity, and their only responsibility is the community. And I'm telling you right now, the community of Lane County, you do not want to be treated like this. You do not want to have to endure more than 160 days of this nonsense from this company saying, we're not responsible. You know, we don't have to pay it. There's no evidence. All right, that's coming. And it's going to fucking bite you in the ass, EWEB. And I'm going to beg everybody that lives in Eugene, please step up. Please say that you are done with watching a senior person like Deb Elder be abused in her home, being surrounded by these terribly toxic fumes, that, you know, the house has been overheated during these hot August days, and keeping the air conditioning running out of the heat pump is part of mitigating this whole thing. Like, all of those costs are going to have to be dealt with. My refrigerator in the kitchen is blown out. The garage door opener is blown out. My truck's in the front driveway because I can't put it in the garage like it's been for the last 26 years because I can't get the fucking door open. Everything's burnt out. I've had light bulbs blowing up. I've had outlets blowing up. I plug in things in the shop and sparks fly. This is not a safe environment. The fire department should have come out and reg tagged this home and said it is not occupiable. That would have been helpful. And yes, in February of 2025, the fire department did come out. And we asked them to do a heat survey. They didn't find anything. We had a FLIR test done. They didn't find anything. But the walls are hot. But more importantly, you can see the fumes are off-gassing in substantial ways. This could be you. If you live in Eugene and you get power from Eugene Water and Electric Board, you can expect to inhale formaldehyde and other very toxic fumes as your wires are cooking off. And those fumes are so strong, they can be measured on the exterior of your home, not just the inside where they accumulate. You can run fans and open doors and windows, but you can't keep up with this. It's just too pervasive throughout the house. And there's a lot of remediation that's going to need to happen on this home. But I tell you right now, this is not a healthy environment for a living creature. And I'm sorry, I'm just really angry that this kind of bullshit is going on in Eugene. And where are the news media talking about this? They're absent. I've contacted them, they're absent. But you know what? If you're in the community, call EWEB. Email EWEB. Say, Deb Elder deserves clean air. Deb Elder deserves to be living some other place until the tests are proven and that this home remediation process begins. It's going to take 4 months to fix this house, to rewire it and all the outlets and fixtures and replace all the components. EWEB has a full scope of work for me. But I tell you right now, admitting that you fucked up is the first step, EWEB. Admitting that you were wrong, admitting that you didn't protect your customer, admitting that your line failed, as is shown on video, as your own lineman proved. admitting that mistakes happened and that now you're here to make good on things. And it shouldn't take fucking 10 months and a whole litany of people advocating for change. I shouldn't have to hire a lawyer and a whole team of people to help me mitigate this. I shouldn't have to go to my homeowner's insurance and beg for help and risk the suffering of a higher cost of insurance in the future because I filed a claim. I mean, all of those are a huge risk. Not to mention the fact I'm a disabled Lyme disease patient and I shouldn't have to endure this crap. I'm going to see cancer in my future because of this. And EWEB's going to say, well, you can't prove it was us, although we trapped you in that house for 10 months. Yeah, well, if you're okay with that kind of crap, then just sit on your hands and don't do anything. Otherwise, please call EWEB. Please tell them that this kind of nonsense is unacceptable and that in Eugene, we think having fresh, clean air and electrical systems that are viable is important to us. And thank you for listening. I am Dive Girl Deb Elder, and sadly, I have to go out here and document these cases. But we're here on August 19th, 2025, and this situation is worsening every minute. All right, guys, I love you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.